plaintiff, Lisa Bianco, says she and her roommate entered into a polyamorous relationship with the defendant. And now they're both pregnant with his baby. Lisa claims she recently broke up with the defendant, and she's suing him today for baby furniture and emotional distress. Defendant Chris Joyeux says Lisa became jealous after her roommate got pregnant, and that's when their issues began. Chris claims Lisa got pregnant 1 month later, but she eventually kicked him out, and now she won't let him see her roommate.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
All right, and ma'am, you're suing your ex-boyfriend for $3,000 for baby furniture and emotional distress?
I am.
Start with you.
All right, I met Chris in May of last year. We actually met on a vegan group. We were talking about food. A vegan group.
Okay.
We met and we seemed to be hitting it off, so we decided to meet in person a couple of days later. Everything was going good. We seemed to get along. I wasn't looking for a boyfriend or anything, but I did inform him that the person I was living with at the time was actually my ex-girlfriend, but we decided to continue to be roommates. After we hung out, about 2 weeks later, he came over for dinner and he met my roommate. Everybody seemed to be getting along and hanging out, so we went out to a club and we found out that we liked each other even more. So over the next couple of days, we decided to enter into a relationship. All three of us, a polyamorous relationship. She thought he was very kind. She liked how he treated me.
Y'all into a relationship that night?
Not that night. It probably took over a couple days.
And then how long? Oh, y'all wasn't doing nothing but freaking. What type of relationship? Y'all freaking off, huh?
It was a polyamorous relationship.
I don't know what that is. That's threesomes, it sounds like to me.
It was 3 people in a relationship.
Pretty it up. That's threesomes. Y'all were having threesomes.
We were having threesomes, but it's everybody.
Giving your man some threesomes.
Yeah. But it's everybody dating. It's everybody's boyfriend and girlfriend. We're all committed to each other. We decide not to go with anybody else. Good. Yeah, so everything seemed to be going fine. So we went pretty quick. In August, we moved in together.
You did?
We all moved into the same household.
Okay, and if you don't mind me asking, because a lot of people just want to know this, I'm sure. Did you all three sleep together every night?
We did. We actually all shared a bed. Yeah.
Three people.
You get an extra big bed. You get a nice king-size bed. And
bigger than king? King is rough.
And it's
a bigger than king?
No, it's actually a king. We all
y'all laying up there just because y'all doing all that. Yeah. Otherwise, get your own bed. That's crazy. Yeah. Take turns. I even heard of guys take turns. No, and sure, it was on HBO. Big Love. Yeah. They took turns. The women stayed in her room or on the compound in a whole nother house or in the house. And then, darling, I'd like to hold you tonight.
Yeah, I think.
And there's not enough room with 3 of us in the bed. Do you mind if this week it's just you? And then next week, honey, you know how we enjoy holding each other, you and I. So can I do that with her this week? How would that work out? Miss Polly, I like it. It's cool. It's dating.
I think it would work out, but I think every relationship is different.
Just to be fair, I actually did try to sleep in another bed from time to time, and they get an attitude when I do that.
You leave.
Like, I have to sit there and sweat it out all night.
You're a bad man.
I don't know why he's complaining. There's 2 girls in a bed. I don't understand why he has to complain.
Sometimes people just like their space.
I think most women think it's odd or perhaps even frown on men having 2 women at the same time, even though many men, when you ask them their fantasies, he's shaking his head, oh, I'd like to have a threesome. So all you women that get upset with that, that's a fantasy most men have. Don't blame me. And so... Can we continue?
Yeah, so in August, we all moved in together. We do share a bed, but I think for us, it just tends to work. I don't know why.
Now, how does the loving kick off?
Different things happen at different times. Someone will initiate something, and then it gets,
Okay. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they initiate it out of the bed, and then they say, come on, y'all, come on.
Usually, sometimes I'll get things started. Like I'll just kind of just be there, and they kind of get the idea of what's going on because I have less clothes on.
That's
so
right.
They kind of pick up on where we should go with it from there.
So that's the signal, huh?
Yes.
That's how you kick it off. You get naked.
Yes.
I hope no kids watching. All you adults, if you have children watching under 15, no, they're 15, they doing everything. Under 10 now. Turn the channel. Everybody over 10, they know about this. All right.
Or when he wants to start, they got 2 headaches.
Probably happened.
You have? He said, we don't want to do that no more. We both got headaches at the same time.
Sometimes you're tired, so.
All right. So you give me some background. I got off on a tangent with this because it's very fascinating.
Well, you know, we just met and we basically had threesome and everything just took off really fast. So I don't really know what direction they were expecting things to go in. They said that they both wanted their own babies, even at one point, like just kind of just talking and passing and stuff like that. So we just kind of let things progress very fast. We moved in together very fast. And then by December, one of them, actually the roommate got pregnant first and then she got pregnant second. So yes, by me. And I think that she was a little jealous because the roommate got pregnant first. And that kind of just already led to just issue after issue because first the roommate got pregnant in December and then she got pregnant in January.
So over the next couple of days, we decided to enter into a relationship. All 3 of us, a polyamorous relationship.
What type of relationship?
It was
Huh?
It was a polyamorous relationship.
I don't know what that is.
It's
That's
all
threesome.
it's
Sounds
3
like
yeah.
to me.
It was 3 people in a
Pretty it
relationship.
up. That's
Yeah.
threesome. Y'all
It's-
having threesome.
We were having threesomes, but it's
Giving
everybody.
your man some threesome.
Yeah.
Plaintiff Lisa Bianco says she and her roommate were in a polyamorous relationship with the defendant. And now they're both pregnant with his baby.
So you got jealous of your wife-in-law?
I don't think it was jealousy as much as you do get a little bit, I guess, hurt at first and you're confused because you think, oh gosh, it's different. When there's 3 people and one gets pregnant, it kind of throws things off. So I guess I shouldn't put it on him, but before he got together with my ex-girlfriend, we talked about having children, but it was always going to be me first and then her because I'm older. So maybe in my head, I was still sticking to that thing happening.
Got it.
And so I did get very emotional when it happened, but ironically, the next month, which wasn't planned, I ended up getting pregnant. None of this was planned.
Well, then the tension should have been over.
It was. I think the tension was over, but for me, when I told him I was pregnant, it's almost like you could see the gears moving in his head, where he was all of a sudden going, there's 2 babies.
That was
Like,
the
what
cash
am I going to
register
do?
moving in his head. That's what that was, the cash register.
And I understood that. I understand it's a cash register. So that's why we came to an agreement of what everybody would pay for, like how we would kind of budget this out so everybody kind of had their hand in there so everybody could support each other. So me and my roommate, we've been purchasing things. We just like to get things done early. Chris never did his side. He decided that he didn't
I was actually unaware that they were purchasing things at that time, but still at the same time, I hate to say it this way, kids are selfish. So I did kind of think about myself first, and they did actually go buy myself a chain.
It was $1,000.
Because I thought
it was
that
$1,000
after the kids
chain.
are born, I'm not going to be able to afford anything anymore. It's just something I wanted for myself. I just wanted it for myself. I wanted something for myself.
And that
See,
was
all right. He said, this is my final purchase for myself.
Yes, because it's just like instead of the midlife crisis, run around different girls and stuff, I got a chain. I started a Corvette.
And so the objective sounds honorable, and that is, I intend to give all my money toward my family, so therefore, let me spend one last time on myself. Even though that logic, in terms of putting the household in financial hardship, is not very good logic and reasoning, but it's hard, in my opinion, when he says, this is the last time I have an opportunity. Why? Because I'm going to provide for my family instead of myself, as I have been as a single man. Now I'm about to be a father. I'm not doing that anymore. just this one time, last time. So I don't know what to respect and what not to, but I like that thought pattern, put it that way.
Yes.
What's the furniture? How does he owe you for baby furniture?
The baby furniture that he owes me is what we agreed on. That was supposed to be his portion of what we were all getting.
Just the furniture?
Just the furniture, the stroller, the car seat, and like the baby bouncer. These are all things
How
we
old
agreed
is
to
the child
purchasing.
now? Because he still
Childs aren't born yet.
baby.
Oh.
But we are always early planners because we're in the process of needing to move before the babies are due. So my thought process was, let's get these big things out of the way. So that's why when he
You
spent
don't sue the man and you don't even have the babies to use it yet.
I think it's like getting ready because we just didn't have
Getting ready
money.
to why? He may have it then. He could hit the lotto.
Yeah, but him coming, I don't think so because him spending $1,000 just did not
He can
show
get a
me.
third wife in the household that might be rich.
No.
What do you mean no?
We've already talked about that. That's part of the discussion we had prior to having all getting in a relationship. That
But it
there
wasn't just
gonna-
that. She didn't mention the fact that after I bought the chain, she broke up with me, kicked me out, and won't let me see the other girlfriend anymore
That's
or
a
anything
lie.
like that.
That's a lie. I do. He can see her all he wants to see her. She doesn't want to see him. She told me that she doesn't agree with what he's doing, even if the babies are not here. It
What
shows a
doesn't
lack of
she agree with?
because she says it shows a lack of responsibility. Like he, instead of putting this money into the household, which we're all putting money into a pot.
Okay, you already began that.
Yeah, because
All
we
right.
need to put money into the household
But if you don't
for
let me,
these for
if you don't
two
let me live in
babies.
the house, and I'm thinking that I'm going to be on my own, of course I'm going to go take my money and start spending it on myself.
Did you all
Why?
ask him to leave at some point?
Yes, we asked him to leave. We said, right now, this is you're not putting money into the household, so why are you in the household right now?
So how would he be able thereafter to give you money
He
if
could go-
now he has to struggle for survival?
He's gonna have to struggle. I know he has people he can live with.
Now how does the loving kick off?
Different things happen at different times. Someone will initiate something, and then it gets,
Okay.
Usually, sometimes I'll get things started. Like I'll just kind of just be there, and they kind of get the idea of what's going on because I have less clothes on.
That's
This way
right.
They kind of pick up on where we should go with it from there.
That's how you kick it off. You get naked.
Yes.
Plaintiff Lisa Bianco says she and her roommate were in a polyamorous relationship with the defendant. And now they're both pregnant with his baby.
What do you say to this, sir?
I mean, personally, I'm not going to argue with her too much on it because I feel like I should actually be making better decisions right now because the babies are on their way. But I don't know, us going back and forth with each other and then not being around each other, I just kind of look at it as just think about myself, I guess, because it seems like they're already taking care of everything. But still, at the same time, I know it's the right thing. I should do it. But now I'm at the point that I can't do it anymore.
There's not going to be any problem with him seeing his children, is there?
No, and there's nothing even to say that I'm done with him. It's just a matter of we were frustrated at the time, me and my roommate, and it's just everybody's putting money together, and he thinks he's going to go out and he just spent the $1,000. I understand
Well, the problem
it's his
you
money.
have, one, the babies aren't here to take him to child support services where they'll calculate his income and assign an amount.
Mm-hmm.
Until you go to child support services, a person has not been legally found to be responsible for a child, particularly an unborn child. So this is essentially the promise of a gift. I promise that I'm going to contribute to the purchase of these items for our soon to be delivered children. The promise of a gift can be retracted until the gift is made. Can't take a gift back once it's made, but you don't have to fulfill a gift. Changed my mind. I told you I was going to give you that, but I don't like the way you talk to me. Told you I was going to buy that car for you, but you coming in anytime you want at night. You're not doing good at school. You can't turn around and sue because it was a promise of a gift. Once you get that child that car, though, folks, you better keep it in your name as your car. Otherwise, there's nothing you can do once you give that car to that child. It's that child's car, and you can't come and say, because you're not doing your homework, I'm taking the car back. They can take you to court. So be mindful of that when we're promising gifts. Know that you can't enforce it unless there's one exception to that rule, and we're going to talk about whether that applies. It's what is called in the law the theory of promissory estoppel, meaning you relied on it to your detriment. Meaning because you relied on his promise of a gift and you therefore did not get a baby stroller and the baby needs a stroller, whether he delivered on that gift or not. You relied on it and now you don't have a stroller.
Yeah.
Because I relied on your promise. Now that type of promise is an exception to that rule. But in this case, his promise is not going to cause you significant detriment related to the baby right now. If he has this promise and the baby arrives and the baby doesn't have a bed, you can enforce that. Bring him back, say, the baby doesn't have a bed, baby is sleeping with two of us or whatever the case, because I relied on his promise. So that's that's the only way you can enforce the promise of a gift in the future. So when the child comes, however, you all going to get you all a child support order. At least put it in the system, whether he has money to pay or not. They'll evaluate his income and apply it appropriately. If he doesn't work, most judges will give you a chance to get a job. Might even give you a few chances. Come back in 30 days, you better have a job. That's what a lot of judges do. So, you heard the routine.
Yes.
All right.
And
So
honestly, I wouldn't have bought this stuff if I had known she was going to go shopping first. I probably wouldn't have bought this stuff because, I know how hard it is for people to get their hands on money right now and stuff like that. So they kind of went out and blew like a lot of their savings on this stuff. And if I had known they were really going to do that instead of just talking about it, I wouldn't have bought this stuff and I would have actually paid for that instead. So I actually do feel bad. I'm not going to lie.
Well, he knows I'm a college student.
You do feel what?
I do actually feel bad. I'm not going to lie, because I wasn't expecting them to. 'Cause a lot of people say they're going to do things and they don't do it. I
So
didn't
you're
expect them to go
certain
out and
that
buy
the
it.
child is yours?
Yes, both of them are.
And
I'm 100% sure because I'm with them 7 days a week. The only time I'm not
did
with
it
them
put
is
you
when
in
they
a
use the bathroom.
jam, ma'am, already? You're already
I'm
in
a college
finance?
student, so
I didn't ask you that. Did you spend money on this and it caused you a
What?
finance, putting
Yes.
you in a financial?
Yes,
How much did you spend?
I spent the money to get what he didn't, and I already probably spent the
How much?
I spent the equivalent of what he did, about $1,900, what I had saved for baby things. Me and my roommate, we've been purchasing things. We just like to get things done early. Chris never did his side. He decided that he
I
didn't
was
need
actually unaware that they were purchasing things at that time, so I did kind of think about myself first, and I did actually go buy myself a chain.
It was $1,000.
Because I thought
it was
that
$1,000
after the kids
chain.
are born, I'm not going to be able to afford anything anymore. It's just something I wanted for myself. I just wanted it for myself. I wanted something for myself.
Plaintiff Lisa Bianco says she and her roommate were in a polyamorous relationship with the defendant. And now they're both pregnant with his baby.
And what type of jam did that put you in? What did you miss out as a result on?
I think it's just missing out on having security to make sure I have that money for the future, or even just things to do with school or car repairs or new tires or some of my bills.
None of what you said puts you in current hardship, in my opinion. So I don't think you relied on his promise to your detriment. What you can do is come back when it is detrimental and the child is born, or take him to child support for it.
I think it is still detrimental, but I just don't think I'm
nothing
in a
of what you
position where I
said
can't
to
pay
me
anything.
equal
Yeah.
the level of detriment that would alter the exception that I spoke of. Have a good day. Your claim is dismissed, and there you come back.
Thank you.
I hope he can work this out, and I know what the judge said, but I hope he can fulfill his promise.
I don't know. I'm sorry that things went this way. I didn't mean for you to have to bring me to court, What can we do except for try and rebuild from here? That's it.